Hey guys, so here's your stuff for Thursday the 21st. Warm-up's going to be all about getting us ready to deadlift. So we're going to do some Frankenstein walks. So you're just going to be kind of walking around the room. We're going to do 10 steps. Doesn't matter really how far you get. Arms are out. We're going to kick your leg up. Right. Try to keep it the leg pretty straight. Try not to use too much momentum so you don't kind of pull anything. Maybe kind of speed it up as you go. Get the leg higher as you go. Second round, maybe do a little bit more. Russian kettlebell swings. So those are the ones where we're just hinging over to here, and then we're getting to arms are kind of parallel to the floor. So just in line with the shoulder. So it's going to be just stand it up, bring it in. Okay, so it's all, there's really no arms helping, it's just hinge, hip hinge, extend, hip hinge, extend, right? And the arms just kind of are straps basically, right? If you got to use a kettlebell, or sorry, a dumbbell, most people are holding it like that. Play around with that, but it seems to be the best option for most people. If you only have a barbell, I would do good mornings for this one. So I just put the bar on my back. It's kind of obviously less explosive, but just warming up the hamstrings and hips. Doing that hip hinge again. And then we're gonna do 3 static inchworms. So that's usually we'd go across the gym in these ones, but right now we're just gonna kind of walk out. You're going to reach down, just keep your legs as straight as you can. You're going to walk out with straight legs. You're going to do a push-up. And then you're going to walk back in with straight legs. And stand up. So that's one. So as much as you can, you're trying to keep those legs straight the whole way out, the whole way up. So that you're getting that hamstring stretch and not kind of just bending your knees and doing a kind of chest thing, right? Yeah, okay, so deadlifts, you're going to do usually deadlifts we're not doing kind of as usually you're getting a bit more break than every minute on the minute, but because not everyone has a lot of weight, we're going to be doing 4 every minute. So if you have a bar, you could build up in weight, or you could kind of hold a steady, decently heavy weight, something that's, heavy, like a heavy deadlift of 4 every minute would catch up to you after a while, or you start to not recover. But it's, heavier than your other lifts, cleans and snatches and stuff like that. But if you can find a weight that, if you have enough weight at home, that is kind of relatively challenging, then you can stick to the same weight, or you add until you kind of think that that's kind of enough and you can't add any more from that. But yeah, so just going over quickly, deadlift positions. So if I were to kind of start at the top, which you wouldn't, you'd start at the bottom, but it's easier to kind of work on these positions from the top. So if I stand up tall is when I'm done, shoulders are behind the bar. I don't want to kind of be doing this and overextending, right? Just stand to kind of normal stance, right? All right. What I'm trying to do is sort of keep this kind of my back looking the same position when I get to here, right? So I don't want to kind of start by rolling the shoulders. So keep that chest forward and shoulders are back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hinge over and the bar is going to stay on the legs. I'm going to keep tipping my shoulders down till I get to the knee. Right, so if you notice, I'm kind of taking a look at my knees, they don't go anywhere. They stay where they are. And that bar just stays down the legs. So basically from top to knee, all I'm doing is changing this back angle, but I'm not losing my posture, right? So I'm keeping that chest in front of the shoulders, right? And a big hamstring stretch. When I get to the knee is when I'm trying to keep the angle of my back the same. So if I get to the knee and I hold for a sec, I'm trying to hold that angle of my back. Butt and shoulders should come down at the same rate. Again, I'm trying to avoid those knees going forward, and then that bar was able to go down in a straight line. So right now I'm at the mid shin, which would be where the bar would be with plates. So if I were to come up from there, butt and shoulders should rise at the same time, so the angle should stay the same. right? And then I'm trying to bring my chest up and bars along the legs from there, right? So what I'm trying to avoid, usually when people mess this one up, is when they go around the leg, right? And then they bring the chest up early, or they've kind of brought the butt up first, and then their kind of back looks like flat over like this. What I'm trying to do is keep that angle the same, and then raise up, right? With this, usually maybe it's not going to be too much of an issue with it not being a max weight. Usually it's kind of that touch and go style that kind of falls apart. So you see people kind of start to like kind of have the bar go away. They kind of shoot their knees out and the bar goes out here. And then now the next rep is kind of out there, right? So we're going to be working on knees out of the way, touch, stand up. Okay, so they are touch and go. If you wanted to make it a little harder and you don't have enough weight, you could add some reps, or you could go singles, right? So if you want to do 4 singles where you set up to each one, where the bar's down here, and then you kind of set, do your rep, put it down, set, right? So that we don't do touch and go. Touch and go is a little easier. Usually we just add enough weight to make that hard in something like this, but and kind of work grip. But you're gonna have to play with that a little bit. Not all you guys have enough weight to kind of make that worthwhile, so you might be able to do 6 reps every minute or 7 reps every minute, or you can add weight. Yeah. So if you have a dumbbell only, or 2 dumbbells, you could do 2 dumbbells. But what we've been usually doing is this kind of dumbbell at the side. I don't really like doing too much of, we do a lot of like dumbbell snatches with the dumbbell between our legs with one and twisting like this. So we're trying to keep this more of a core stability movement. We've got this narrow stance, and we've got that dumbbell tipped over like this, right? So just one head of the dumbbell is touching. Now I don't have to worry about the dumbbell going around my legs. Okay, as long as I'm looking forward and my butt's down at the bottom. So what biggest thing I'm trying to do is not turn, right? So I'm trying to stay square, right? I always have, when a dumbbell, I always have to go a really narrow stance because my knees want to go out, and then I'll smash myself in the foot if I have the wide stance with the dumbbell. So I have to go a little bit narrower than normal. Same idea with the kettlebell. You obviously don't have to tip it down. If you have 2 dumbbells, you can do the same thing. Usually in the gym we'd be doing something like that a little bit more. But again, it says 3 to 5 reps right, 3 to 5 reps left. You might need to adjust those a little bit. So if you have, it might be 6 to 8 reps left, and then 6 to 8 right, depending on your weight. Dumbbells, obviously people can't add every set unless you have a whole set of dumbbells at home. So play around with the numbers. Try to make it so it's like hard to keep up with the, you know, your heart rate's up. Maybe it takes you 30 seconds to do it, and your heart rate's really elevated, and it takes almost till the minute to get it back down, right? Especially a few minutes in. It's gonna start, for most people, it's gonna start, first minute's gonna be pretty comfortable, it's not gonna be too hard. Last 5 minutes should be a little bit tough. Okay, so for the WOD, 14 minutes, as many rounds as possible. 15 sumo deadlift high pulls. So if you have a bar, you are SDHP. So S stands for sumo. So you got a sumo stance, so a wider stance than your normal squat. So for me, I'd squat about here, shoulder width, and then I would do a sumo deadlift high pull with that wider than that squat. If I'm using a barbell, I have to have my hands narrower than what I would normally hold a barbell, like on the knurled. So usually I hold it just outside the shoulders. For here, you want to have a narrow one, so usually a good guide is to kind of put the thumbs together, and that's kind of like a good width, but then grip it, put the thumbs around, right? And then you've got, what happens when you do that is that your arms are not in the way of your legs, right? So if you do this, the kind of arms are right at your knees, so this kind of keeps them inside. So you're gonna bring shoulders down together. You're gonna basically do that same deadlift, but near the, when you get to that power position like we do in that our other lifts, we're gonna extend and shrug, and then we're gonna quick high pull. Bar's gonna get to the collarbones, and then we're gonna bring it back down to that hanging position, right? So if I show you from the side, right? So the biggest thing, the biggest mistake we see on this one is that they're usually not the heaviest thing, and people try to do them really fast, and all of a sudden you see people kind of going like this, right? And they're just kind of letting it pull them down, and they're looking at the floor, right? So they do a good one, and then all of a sudden they just let the weight drop, and then the back follows, and then they look like this. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that when I bring it down to here, I bring it to a hang, and then I drop my butt and my shoulders together, looking forward. Okay? So don't let that weight pull you down, okay? You gotta control the way down. Okay, so if you have a dumbbell, it might be a little lighter, might be a little faster. Some people were holding the dumbbells like this and then doing a high pull this way. Right, depending on your weight. Some people were holding a dumbbell this way. Right, for me that one doesn't feel as comfortable. I can't get my hands in there properly. Kettlebell works pretty good. Right, so it should be fast. You should be able to do 15 in a row, so that you're going pretty quick in this workout. And you get lots of rounds. Straight leg sit-ups. So they're these ones here where we use momentum. So we got straight legs here. We're touching the toes, touch the ground, touch the toes. Okay, so you get to use as much momentum as you want. Speed is what we're after. That's going to keep the heart rate up. If I do more rounds, maybe the first couple rounds aren't going to feel so bad. It's going to catch up to you when you're, a few rounds in and a couple minutes in, and heart rate's already really high. You're going to start to feel that stuff. But yeah, 20 sit-ups is not a lot, so do them quick. 25 double unders. So if you have doubles, great. It's a lot. It's going to be a lot of rounds, right? So 25 you might be able to get through, but we want to be able to get the heart rate worth it, right? So I don't want to do 2 rounds in this workout because I was working on my double unders. I would rather, if I want to stick to my double unders and I'm not very good, I'd say do 10 double unders or something like that every round. If you know you're going to be messing up a lot. If you're sticking to singles because you don't have doubles yet, that's great. That's no problem. You're going to do 50 singles, and that should keep you getting your same number of rounds as someone that would be trying to do 25 doubles. Okay, so 14 minutes. Should be a fast one, very different from yesterday. Good luck.